This is an excerpt from The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferris. The 80-20 principle and Parkinson's law are the two cornerstone concepts that will be revisited in different forms throughout this entire section. Most inputs are useless, and time is wasted in proportion to the amount that is available. Fat-free performance and time freedom begins with limiting intake overload. In the next chapter, we'll put you on the real breakfast of champions, the low information diet. A dozen cupcakes and one question. Quote, "The love of bustle is not industry." SENECA. Mountain View, California. Saturdays are my days off, I offered to the crowd of strangers staring at me, friends of a friend. It was true. Can you eat All-Bran and chicken 7 days a week? Me neither. Don't be so judgmental. Between my 10th and 12th cupcakes, I plopped down on the couch to revel in the sugar high until the clock struck midnight and sent me back to my Adultsville Sunday to Friday diet. There was another party guest seated next to me, on a chair, nursing a glass of wine. Not his 12th, but certainly not his first, and we struck up a conversation. As usual, I had to struggle to answer, "What do you do?" And as usual, my answer left someone to wonder whether I was a pathological liar or a criminal. How was it possible to spend so little time on income generation? It's a good question. It's the question. In almost all respects, Charney had it all. He was happily married with a 2-year-old son and another due to arrive in 3 months. He was a successful technology salesman, and though he wanted to earn $500,000 more per year as all do, his finances were solid. In almost all respects, he asked a good question. He also asked a good question. I had just returned from another trip overseas and was planning a new adventure to Japan. He drilled me for 2 hours with refrain. How is it possible to spend so little time on income generation? If you're interested, we can make you a case study, and I'll show you how, I offered Charney. Charney was in. The one thing he didn't have was time. 1 email and 5 weeks of practice later, Charney had good news. He had accomplished more in the last week than he had in the previous 4 combined. He did so while taking Monday and Friday off, and spending at least 2 more hours per day with his family. From 40 hours per week, he was down to 18 and producing 4 times the results. Was it mountaintop retreats and secret kung fu training? Nope. Was it a new Japanese management secret or better software? Nein. I just asked him to do one simple thing consistently without fail. At least 3 times per day at scheduled times, he had to ask himself the following question. Am I being productive or just active? Charney captured the essence of this with less abstract wording. Am I inventing things to do to avoid the important? He eliminated all the activities he used as crutches and began to focus on demonstrating results instead of showing dedication. Dedication is often just meaningless work in disguise. Be ruthless and cut the fat. Is it possible to have your cupcake and eat it too?